Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
What's happening, baby? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 10K subs. Hold on, let me get this camera right. All right, bet. Without further ado, let's get into the stories and things of that sort, shall we? First things first, man. You know, apologize for the delay here on the intro, getting into the video. It's because I'm a little thin presenting. So as a thin presenting person, you know, we have several obstacles and things like that. Lizzo, speaking about thin presenting bodies, let's go.
I said I wasn't going to speak on this, but as someone who really cares about people and the way this world is going, I have to say something. If you are in a thin presenting body or in a body that people would consider small, it is not your place to criticize or shame people in bigger bodies. It's not your place to criticize how they choose to live in that body, how they choose to change that body. Okay. And it's not your place to criticize how they share that experience on the internet or with anyone, especially if you are in a bigger body and you are now in a smaller presenting body. It really feels inappropriate for you to speak on somebody whose body is changing. Because
my name is Lizzo. Call me Lizzie. I've been fat and I be skinny. Ladies still ain't messing. La 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 la. When me.
You of all people should understand that bodies change. And I just want to be very clear. This video has nothing to do with me and my feelings of what anyone has said or done towards me. At this point in my life, I'm pretty impervious to what anyone can say about me.
Come on,
the
impervious.
internet, especially people who don't know me. So it's like, I know who I am.
Come on, impervious.
I know my heart. And I know how I take accountability and show up for myself in my life. And I'm good with that. This is for the people who don't have the relationship that I have with the internet and with backlash and with discourse. And they are getting their feelings hurt and they're getting piled on and they're feeling shamed. People forget that the body positive movement was about radical self-acceptance. And it wasn't just about people in bigger bodies. It was about people in disabled bodies, queer bodies, Black and brown bodies. When body positivity got commercialized and gentrified, it just became synonymous with the word fat. And because of that, anybody who was in a bigger body was called body positive. But that's just simply
big body bins. Remember, I used to be dust.
Not true. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you're a part of the feminist movement. You dig what I'm saying? So now if a person in a bigger body decides to change their body and get smaller, all of a sudden they're not body positive anymore. You're gonna make them feel bad for that? You're gonna shame them for that? We as a society need to stop acting like we better than the person next to us. Because you're not better than the person next to you. You're not. This revolutionary energy that we have right now is incredible. This, you need to be held accountable energy we have is incredible. But guess what? We're wasting it on the wrong people. And it's really exhausting to watch every single fucking day. Anyway, I say all of that to say to all of my bigger body people, do what you want to do with your body. Don't let nobody bully you. Don't let nobody try to shame you. Don't let nobody try to cancel you for living in your body, because it's your body. Can't nobody guilt me for what I do in my body. That is why I am who I am today. Not because I was fat, not because I was small, not because I was short, not because I was tall. It's because I'm me. And I can stand on that. And you should stand on that too. Don't live for nobody else. Live for you. And for the people who try to shame those people, mind your business, live your life. If you want to be an activist and you want to help people, continue to help people. But you do not have to shame someone else to help another. Period. Have a great day.
From the World Health Organization, June 9th, 2021. Obesity has reached an epidemic. Hold on. Obesity has reached epidemic proportions globally, with at least 2.8 million people being deleted unalived each year as a result of being overweight or obese. Once associated with high-income countries, Obesity is now prevalent in low and middle income countries. Governments, international partners, civil society, and non-governmental organizations and private sector all have vital roles to play in contributing to obesity prevention. Going to what Lizzo is saying, she's right when it comes to it's fair to say, hey, there's an issue, there's a health issue here, there's an epidemic, as you just saw from the World Health Organization themselves, on obesity and the modern day diets and the modern day lifestyles, the decreased amount of outside activity, outside physical movement and exercise, and the increase of fatty acids and dyes and the food and the drinks and everything we consume, and genetically modified based diets with everybody, and everybody with the plant-based diets is genetically modified if you get a lot of the meat substitutes. It's a lot of genetically modified if you get the normal stuff, but you get a cheaper version of it. It's everywhere, right? So it's fair to say, hey, this is an issue. It's unaliving people at an epidemic rate. This is something we should pay attention to. This is an issue. It's also fair to not be like, fat, gonna die. It's almost like, hey, the world has an issue. Like the word says, the path to righteousness is straight and narrow. It's not wide. If there's 8 billion people, how many people on Earth? 8 billion people on Earth. 4 billion identify as Christian. That doesn't sound like straight and narrow. So it's like, okay, most of those people who say that identify as Christian or anything like that on Earth probably won't make it to the straight and narrow path through the gates of heaven. Instead of us saying, hey, there's a lot of things in this world, and the majority of the people might not see the pearly gates the way that they're living and the way that the culture is accepted everyday living. I don't know if the solution to getting people to, hey, get on the straight and narrow, this is the straight and narrow, this is the way, it's saying, going to hell, going to hell, going to hell, going to hell. I don't think that's the most useful method of it. So like Lizzo was saying here, the most useful method of working on cutting down on obesity and reverting people back to more healthy lifestyles for healthier lives, maybe we shouldn't just be like, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat. Bad fat, bad fat, fat bad, skinny good. Or big framed, big presenting bodies bad, thin presenting bodies good. So I agree with her. Shout out to Lizzo, bro. That's all I have to say about the first thing. Okay, next thing next. Black people need to stop getting rage baited.
People, hear me and hear me now. Please stop getting rage baited online. They want to traumatize and monetize. It is extremely profitable to keep you traumatized. It is extremely profitable because you will react to just about anything anytime someone has anything to say about you, even when they know it's not true and even when you know it's not true. When they say the Texas floods is a DEI fault from 30 years ago, you got it. I'm sure you got it all figured out. Stop letting these people build careers off of your hardships and what you go through. Without you, these people don't have a voice. The outrage is the only reason people tune in, because other people see people outraged. They want to go, what's the fuss about? Now that person becomes a trending topic off of your traumatization, off of your mistreatment, and now their false word is getting spread to more ears. And newsflash, you're not going to change most minds. Once someone has come up with a concept or perception of how they want to see you, that's just what they are. So you got it. You got it. All right. I'm not going to try to convince you you're wrong. You got it. And watch these people fizzle away. I'm tired of seeing them, but it's only because you react to them. The most talentless people are getting fame because you're giving them attention. And the only way they get attention is by attacking the years of trauma and suffering you've been through because they have no character. Message over.
I ain't gonna lie, that boy was spitting hot fire. Oh my gosh. That's 1:15 of just straight facts. Goodness gracious. That boy was cooking. Preach. You know, someone I don't be listening to what this man is saying. I just really like his face, but he's spitting though. Was Han and Nate, Big Nate in the building. I've been saying this for like the past 5 years, but they say I sound like a pandering man. What is this conversation this evening? So we just started off with Lizzo speaking about thin presenting bodies and big presenting bodies, also formerly and traditionally known as skinny versus fat people. And she said the way to help fat people or whatever is to stop criticizing them if you're skinny. And I said she's right. It's like if you're trying to convert someone to zeros in the building, Nate is in the building. We got New York in the building. We got the DMV. You got the DMC. We got the DMV in the building tonight. What's happening? But yeah. I was saying this pretty much like if you are trying to get people to kind of convert to Christianity and you want people to see the light of day, the best way to do that might not be just saying you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. It's just like with fat people. Like if you're a skinny person trying to get a fat person to get in shape and live a healthier lifestyle, then the best way probably isn't saying fat bad, you fat, you lazy, fat bad. So that was the first thing. The second thing is this man, this young man right here, Louis,
trending.
just speaking about black people stop getting rage baited. It was hard. He's pretty much just saying like 1 minute and 15 seconds of fire. It'll be on a replay if you guys want to see it yourselves. And he was pretty much saying with this, like people are becoming famous, they're talentless, and they're becoming famous because black people keep reacting to people on the other side or whatever saying things about black people, knowing that it's going to get them upset and everything. But they're upset. There's going to be like, what's this fuss about? And that's going to get them more attention, and that's how they get famous. And plus, you can't go back and forth with people because once they present to you a comment, they've already made up in their mind what they're thinking and stuff like that. So that's what he's saying. I'm saying I agree with it. I'm reading the comments now of that video, and that's where we are now. He described Charlie Kirk. Racism is a commitment to ignorance. Let them be ignorant. Here's the problem with dismissing so-called rage bait. So since as far back as pseudoscience, race theories, those that control the narratives have detrimentally harmed melanated individuals. Imagery free from context. SM has changed that, and some discourse must be had. For real, I say that my piece and dip, I'll never respond more than twice. Someone said message. Exactly. Let's flow like water. Our records speak for themselves. Maintain the historical record. What you mean mostly black people behind with no profile pics? All right, bro. We know what you are, buddy, Blue Renji. And with 4 followers. We know what you are on your burner page. Bingo, ding, ding, ding. All right, bet. So with that being said, I'm about to get into the next thing, man. Shout out to Lewis on spitting that hot fire, knowing what he's saying. Zero said racism is a tool of oppression. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but it doesn't affect the majority. Like what you so you saying like Zero, I think what you're saying here is, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying black people can't be racist. Correct. Is that what you're saying? Because you said it doesn't affect the majority. And I'm like, oh, is he talking about white people? Like he's saying racism doesn't affect white people? Because when I first read that, I was like, he said no? Uh-oh. Let's see what Zero has to say. Yeah, Nate is thinking the same thing. He's like, what do you mean? What does he mean by that? Let's see what Zero has to say. This might be a very, very interesting take. Yes, Lizzo, call me Lizzie. I've been fat and I've been skinny. Lady still ain't messing with me. But that mixtape, everybody was going crazy on Lizzo in the meantime as we wait for Zero's response. People were very tough on it, but it was a fun mixtape. It was like Lizzo was obviously just having fun there. And the Win Whammy freestyle that started it all, it going viral, I was like, I don't know. It's hard. It's still hard to me. Shout out to Liz. I liked her remix better than Sexy Red's, the official remix. Win Whammy. Go get a bag. Should I wait for Zero? I don't know if I should wait for Zero too much longer. Go on to the next thing. I don't want to go to okay, here he goes. My perspective of being a black man is I don't deal with racism and little offenses being so big to me, so I don't bother to. But in places like Georgia, it might be different. Okay, So he's saying he doesn't deal with it that much in New York, but he said if I was like from the South, it might be different. Yeah, I've definitely dealt with racism, like deal. Growing up in the South and working in the South, like as a young adult working in the South, and then growing up in the South just as a kid and as a teenager for sure. Like I was pulled over like probably 5 to 6 times from the time of 17 when I first got my license to like 20. 5, 6, it's crazy. It was crazy, bro. Like I was just pulled over all the time. I was pulled over on prom night. He's like, because I ain't gonna lie, I was out late. But yeah, since we were still in our like prom stuff, he was like, "Oh, you guys have fun, y'all be safe, this and that." One time we told this story on the 1 a.m. pod before, but I was with Mo. We was coming back from a concert. It was about 4 or 5 of us in the car. We all in college at the time, and like we drive back because we carpool from Mo's crib. So we drive back to Mo's crib, and we sitting in the front about to go to our cars, but we all catching up, just talking. It's the first day of free agency. This was the year that Dwight Howard signed with the Hawks, and Al Horford was going to the Boston Celtics. So we talking about free agency. We're talking about the concert. We're just talking about life, catching up. And Cobb County Police, no, it's Marietta Police Department, drives behind us slowly and goes around the cul-de-sac and comes back around. And then does it again, and then does it again. Then the third time, he just knocks on the window, rolls the window. Hey, y'all good? What y'all doing? Oh, we just came back from a concert. We just talking before we go back to our cars. Okay, all right. Well, I'm not going to lie. I smell some marijuana in here. He's like, yeah, we came back from a concert. A lot of people are smoking weed. I got some weed in here. If y'all say y'all smoke, y'all can't get in trouble. So someone was like, yeah, we smoked earlier and stuff like that. He said, is there any weed in here right now? He said, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. In the compartment, it's like a little thing. I don't smoke, just for the record. Let the record show I don't smoke, I don't drink. So, we like, so what we need to do? As we ask this, Buddy backs up and he puts his hand on his waist, on his weapon, and he's looking, he's like, whoa, don't move, nobody move. It's 5 of you and only 1 of me. And he's saying it like we 5 monsters. We are 5 college students, bro. We in the suburbs. This is Marietta. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. So then he calls in for backup. Backup comes, and then they have us like, oh, everybody get out of the car. We had to get out the car. We had to sit on the hill. And then, man, they went through the car. He told them exactly where the weed was. It's about this much weed. But he said it just because, to comply with the law. So he finds it in a little bag. And then he pours it out into the street, and then he stumps on it and twists his foot. He said, just because it's that much weed or whatever, I ain't gonna arrest y'all over that much weed. That's what he said. And then everybody was like, yeah, he don't smoke. He don't smoke. They was pointing at me. He don't smoke. He said, hey, bro, like I'm gonna tell you something. Watch the company you keep, because you could have got arrested because someone had the weed in the car and all y'all was in the car. All y'all would have went to jail. So watch the company you keep. This and that. But it was crazy because like before help came over, Buddy came, he stopped, he stepped back when we was just asking what is the problem, like what's going on, like why we gotta woo. SSB was handing. And he steps back and puts his hand on his weapon and says, whoa. It's 5 of you, only 1 of me. Like we're 5 monsters. Like he dehumanized us, bro. It was crazy. Like, and I have plenty more stories like that. Like I got in trouble in high school to where like a cop was actually advocating for me against a Karen in the community. I was facing time, like real time, and I would have been spending time instead of spending my freshman year of college, and my whole life and career trajectory would have been totally different. Like over just white, black in the community, bro. Like I'm from Cobb County, where they say Cobb, COBB, come on, black boy. Like that's where I'm from. That's the reputation of the police and everything like that. That's just how it is. And like I said, like Marietta Square, where we performed growing up in grade school, where I performed in the chorus in elementary and middle school, and then performed with the band in middle school, high school, and stuff like that. On the stage, is they call it the historic Marietta Square, and it's the same way as it was in the 1800s. And like we were performing on the stage, I figured out like at the end of high school that same stage is where they sold slaves. They auctioned off slaves on that very stage, and they haven't redesigned it or nothing. And they just call it the historic Marietta Square. And it's like down the street from my high school and right, down the street from the Marietta Square is houses that still look like plantation houses. And folks say that on the Marietta Square, they've been on the square sometimes where the KKK is out there handing out pamphlets about the KKK. Like it's like Girl Scouts or something, like the Boy Scouts. Want more information about the Boy Scouts? Here's a pamphlet, the KKK right there. And they do the same thing up in Stone Mountain, which we talked about a couple videos ago and stuff like that. So racism is like, I've been called the N-word. It's serious in the South, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I face it most in Georgia, in Metro Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? The Black Mecca, everything like that. Like I face most racism down there. Then I did in Alabama, then I did in Mississippi, and then I have in Louisiana. I face the most in Atlanta. All right, let me see. We have to stop giving things attention that don't need it. Yeah, that's why I didn't bring up the whole thing with the former Heisman winner, talking about the the cover athlete of NBA 2K 2.26 and everything like that. I ain't giving no, because at that point it's like, bro, that's what you want, bro. So in that regard, racism is used to divide us while ignoring the actual issues. And he said, "Thing that sucks. Love these convos." Let's see what else he say. Hold on. Let me see. Some of those cops are just too jumpy, 100%. And then SSB came in. And he said, well, at least that last part was respectful, but his reaction was a little bit extra, 100%. Nate said, there are some cops that overuse their power, but at the same time, not all cops are bad. See, that's the thing about not all cops are bad. It's like, I don't think all cops are bad people, but I think the system is like, it's almost like, it's how people will look at the media, right? Like, people in the media are not bad people, but it's like the way that, kind of media was trained. And all right, we're trained to take like the police report as law with initial reporting and stuff like that. We're trained to, okay, police report, and to cover yourself legally, just say, according to the police report in each graph, according to the police report, according to the police. And that's how you cover yourself legally from getting sued and everything like that. But as we've seen from certain things, like Ahmaud Arbery, I believe, was one example of, it was reported, police report put one thing of what happened versus what actually happened. And so the community and witnesses came out months later and said, this is what happened to Ahmaud Arbery. It raises up this national thing, and it becomes a national issue, become protests, and people are privy to the actual truth versus the initial police report that the media was fed. And the media just did a little blurb in a local paper, and then it goes away the next day. So it's like, it's not that the media is bad. It's just the training of the media of like, yo, police report, take it as, kind of God's word. Do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. So it's like same thing with cops. Cops might not be bad people at heart, but it's like, if the training is, yo, if someone reaches for something, you need to be on alert. You need to call for backup if it's more than one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just crazy, bro. Like, that's what so no, not all cops are bad people, but the system is bad and the training is bad. And that's why, like, I was so against Cop City and everything like that, because it's like, that's not the issue. The issue isn't more training. The issue isn't more this and that. The more issue is we need more cops. The issue is, bro, we need different divisions so cops don't have to be superheroes, because cops can't be superheroes. They're just humans. Cops can focus on one thing, which is crime. These people over here can focus on this. These people can focus on mental health people. You know what I'm saying? So cops don't have to be mental health advocates and experts, and cops don't have to be the people feeding the homeless, and cops don't have to play basketball with the kids to build up trust in the community, and cops don't have to read books to the kids in the schools to build. Like, that's too much for a dang one person to do. So that's all I'm saying, bro. Let me see what folks are saying. Sub SSB, that's what Zero is saying. SSB said, yeah, I agree with the title. People need to stop getting rage baited. Granted, I don't know the context of the video. And then he said, yo, what's up, Zero? Zero said my ex-wife had me locked up over false accusations. So you already know she was black. Oh, but he said she was black. I never had many white friends, nor do I hang out with my white people much. Nate said SSB was handing. Let me see. I'm scrolling down, still catching up. Y'all give me a second. Y'all be patient with me. Yo, Nate. Zero said I agree. Nate said that's true. Let me see what Zero say. And then the media enforces stereotypes and racism. 100%. The media is very, 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 very serious. That's why I take my job so seriously, bro. I take my job very seriously, dog, because words matter. And like y'all seen it with just like cell phone video of like Eric Garner and everything like that. Like a cop video might show this cop body cam, but a pedestrian's video might show the full picture. Angles and stuff and words, the way that we say things about people, bro, matter so much, dog. It's also the media's responsibility to ensure that we have all the facts. But we take something at full before we take something at full face. The issue starts with the policy, etc. He said, but the same can be said for civilians. He said it's really not. So yeah. But yeah, okay. All right, cool. So I guess we will kind of leave it at that. For this time around. This won't be the last time this topic comes up, as you guys know, and stuff like that. But yeah, I was glad I was able to at least share part of my story so you guys have a little more context. Because people are like, oh, Rashad, you do this, you do that. It's like, if you knew my story, if you knew where I was coming from, you might understand a little more that is not just coming out of thin air. All right, Summer Walker.
What?
Deshae Frost, he was saying that Summer Walker was on Brooklyn Frost stream, his sister stream, for the sake because her label said it and it's the trend and stuff like that. Zero said the media has become more opinionated than newsworthy reporting based on facts. Example, yeah, and we ain't even speaking about him, Nate. We already know. I ain't even giving him the energy or time on this channel. I already made a whole short about it the last time. He did it again, try to get it. I ain't gonna give him the time of the day. The media. So yeah, with that, that's why I feel like writing is better when you want to consume media, like reading and stuff like that. Because when you write, like in the newspaper, you can say last name, so you know it's a column, or opinion, and then you know the title, and then you know what is just a regular story, just presenting the facts and stuff like that. On CNN, on TV, on the videos and everything like that, like most time it's opinion based because opinions just get more views. Like once again, like how we was talking about Zero on SSB the other night, I said I've been doing this for a long time. On when I just a few years ago, I put out a story and just present the facts, interview people, don't make my and let the people decide or whatever. Shoot, that stuff was talking to a dang wall. Like I think maybe the Kennesaw 5 might have done well, which I really like that story. Y'all can go back if y'all want to see that. Hold on, let me see Kennesaw 5. Where Kennesaw 5 at? Dang, I don't even have it up. Is it like, do I have it as a hashtag? Let me see. Yeah, here it is. 16 views. Oh, that's crazy. Kennesaw 5 was a fire story. I ain't gonna lie. The Kennesaw 5, but it's got 16 views 7 years ago, bro. Bro, I come up here and just say random stuff on some and then give my opinion. Boy, it go up. Hold on. This Thomas Crooks thing only got 18 views. But I'm trying to see a good example. Good example would have been the soft white underbelly. Like that's kind of getting some attention and stuff like that from this week. How I get to there. Here it is. 1,000 views. Just me saying, if you guys were on that live talking about the soft white underbelly being a 62-year-old dating a 19-year-old, and he takes advantage of the vulnerable people that he interviews, which are homeless people and people who are on drugs. Like that just shows you, dog. You know what I'm saying? That just tells you everything. This guy is watching me. This guy is the quarter reporter on information from Science Site about how TikTok and YouTube Shorts are frying our brains when it comes to our attention span. Quartering. Oh yeah, 100%. But it's like opinions is what grabs people's attention. I don't know if it was I think the shift, I ain't gonna lie to you, the shift came from Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith. Granted, I come from sports. So like all I did as a kid was watch ESPN and ESPN2. But I think that I want to make the argument that that trickled down into CNN and Fox News, where First Take affected the entire media landscape. That's what I think. And everybody focused. So like Don Lemon had to become more of a personality. Anderson Cooper had to become more of a personality. Tucker Carlson had to become more of a personality than he was before. Stephen A. Smith had to become more of a character than what he was before, because those are the things that got ratings. To get people mad if you disagree with them. But now, like, it's like, dang, where can I get like just the actual news, bro? Nate said, I think social media played more of a role. I think it was First Take, bro. I think First Take did it. Me personally, I think when First Take went from cold pizza to First Take, and then like it started getting more popular and more popular, and then it became more popular than the cold pizza, because First and 10 was just a segment on cold pizza. And then it became bigger than the actual morning show, Cold Pizza. So then after that, it just became all about debating. Carrie Champion came in. When Carrie Champion came in, they was gone, bro. Oh, wait, it started turning. That's around the time of, you know what I'm saying, when Stephen A. came back to ESPN. Because he was coming back as a, Nate said it wasn't just First Take. You can make that argument. You can make that. But for me, like I said, I have a different perspective because all I did as a kid was watch ESPN, ESPN2. That's why I thought it was First Take. SSB said you can make the argument without First Take, we would have as much content on sports. This is where sports debating took off. Yeah, I agree. SSB said clock it. Yeah. I think sports content became a thing because it's like, bro, what was it before then? Sports Center was what? Highlights, fancy, entertaining commentary over the highlights, and then the top 10. That's all. Like, it was the main plate. The main dish was Sports Center. Just to watch the highlights, just watch the game, and watch the commentary to see Stuart Scott. Booyah! Like that's what we were into. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But now it's all debate, bro. It's all like, how does Dak Prescott's legacy affects LeBron's quest for a forever? That don't even make sense. Dak Prescott plays football. It doesn't even make sense. But that's what it is now. And it started with First Take. People used to debate, but it was just a barbershop talk. 100% true. Like we used to talk. I don't know I guess back then, right? It was Kobe versus LeBron. But the Kobe versus LeBron debate, wasn't, you know what I'm saying? First take. The way that it's LeBron Jordan now. It's just LeBron Jordan. I'm like, gosh, dang. Goodness gracious, bro. And I remember Stuart Scott, he was talking about it in his book. He's like, oh, you guys always talk about Tiger Woods and LeBron James. He said those guys get the ratings. And he was right. But it's annoying, dude. It's annoying. I haven't watched, I haven't had cable in a few years. So there's that. But a full First Take show, probably haven't watched since I was in college. This was 8 years ago. So yeah, it's been about 8 years since I watched a full First Take. They only get it because they only do it because we talk about it. 100%. But it's like, dang, can we? Because you got to think it's half that, right? It's half what the people want. Okay, the people want LeBron Jordan convos because it's going to get them going. It's going to get them started. It's something simple that everybody can relate to. At the same time, with that much power, that much popularity and stuff like that, you're the tastemakers. So you can literally change what people want to talk. When you're at that level, you can definitely change the landscape. Now, see, Get Up, I don't know if Get Up has that leverage. Like because people Get Up wasn't created back when everybody was still watching cable television. You know what I'm saying? But First Take can change it. You know what I mean? Asia Wilson scored 1,000 points last year, not a peep. This is what I was saying about your boy, the former DMV quarterback, towards ACL, everything like that, right? Most people just watch YouTube videos or short debates on TV. ESPN viewership during work hours is usually a TV. Oh, yeah, facts. TV on at a gym or airport just in the background with people watching if they have time. 100% SSB. 100%. Yeah, he said, that's not my boy. That's your DC. The Commanders, man. The GOAT black quarterback. Nah, shout out Doug Williams. I ain't even going to tell that joke. I was going to say GOAT black quarterback before Jaden Daniels. I ain't even going to do Doug Williams like that. But top 3 black quarterback of Commanders history. Your boy. Heisman Trophy winner. But yeah. It's the same thing. It's like, bro, you ain't never spoke about the WNBA before. And Nate, I ain't going to talk about it too much, but I'm going to just say what I said in my short a couple months ago when he first tried it, right? At the beginning of the season. I'm going to say what I just said then. Nafisa Collier is obviously the leading candidate for MVP. Minnesota Lynx all the way up there. You know what I'm saying? First team, best team in the league and stuff like that. Undisputed failed because of Skip Bayless' ego, just to jump to that SSB. You ain't say a thing about Nafisa Collier or the Minnesota Lynx. And when he did, after everybody pointed that out, it sounded like ChatGPT script. Oh, Nafisa Collier and I've been the same and that. But yeah, it fell because of Skip's ego. Like Nate said, it fell once Skip debated disrespected Shannon. Because once he did, Shannon was turned off. And when Shannon left the show, there was no one. He tried to figure out a replacement, and it just didn't work out. So after a while, like Skip was just like, my heart isn't in it. Undisputed, I think, was failing before. I don't know. Because SSB, like around that time, right before, you had the moment where Shannon called Julio Jones live on the air and said, "Are you in Atlanta?" He said, "No, I think I'm out of there." Like that was different, bro. Like them folks was they was big after that. Like I mean, big after that. They were already big, but that was kind of like the peak of the show for real. And then Shannon, he was going over the top with the bringing in the gold and the Henny and the cigar, but it was going viral though. I don't know what the ratings were looking like back then, but they were probably going crazy. Hip hop Twitter is a whole mess right now. What's going on, Richard? What's going on with hip hop? Hip hop Twitter. Is it something I'm missing from hip hop Twitter? Oh, about Drake talking about UK? Drake's lying, bro. Drake is salty about losing and the entire world, but I guess Americans in particular dancing to Not Like Us because they're not like us. First Take is still kind of unpredictable to me. I have no idea what they're gonna say. Oh, stuff with with Kirko. Well, yeah. Is there something else with him right now? Dang, hey, the thing is, bro, like folks just getting exposed, like you getting exposed for your propaganda, everything. Like even these clip channels. I seen one of them go off on Reggie today. They said Reggie broke. Reggie don't pay his thing. I said, dang, so influencers were paying y'all to post their clips to get their streams lit. That's crazy. But hey, folks is getting exposed. It's always gonna come to the light. Yeah, all the things point to Kirko being a new account being no in NDA network. 100%, man. Like I was saying, all these like underground, you know what I'm saying? You do a couple deals, you do this or whatever, I'm gonna push out Travis Scott, the best album, Jack Boys 2 album of the year, rap album. Man, look, people have ears, bro. But salute to Travis Scott, everything he got going, and the Jack Boys and stuff like that. I was thinking when I was listening, because I heard the first couple songs, and I heard Sheck West ad-libs in the back. Yeah, you know, Sheck West and stuff. And I was thinking, man, the way he fumbled the bag is crazy. Because Mud Boy was a great album, bro. That was one of like my last few just like hype albums, not really lyrical or whatever, but just hype albums that I love was Mud Boy, bro. And now that was like 2018. And then right after that, the video with Justine, he climbing over. I said, dang, boy. Dang, not my boy Shaq. But you know, gotta stand on business, man. Gotta go with morals, bro. I had to stop listening to Shaq after that. But I say all this to say we have ears, dog. We have ears. You can't tell us what's good and what's not. Defending Club Paradise and all that the account was created on July 10th and already had 12K followers and mad views with an awful like to view ratio. Yeah, man, like them Club Paradise, all that with pushing the Drake narratives and stuff. It's nasty work, dog. Nasty work. Nasty work. To try to flip the narrative that like Drake, it ain't looking as bad as it is looking for Drake is crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. But yeah, man, let me get to this. Let me get to this. The Shay Frost thing. Speaking of propaganda and stuff, he was talking about Summer Walker doing a stream with her with his sister and not really being into it.
How do y'all labels be putting y'all artists with like streamers and trying to stay in the new if at the first they don't really want to do it in the first place?
I got you, Zero.
Because it didn't even seem like she even really wanted to do this in the first place. So it's like, bro, why even do it in the first place, bro? Like this shit is not like the streams and shit is not gonna change like your artist's life. I'm speaking to the labels because that's usually how this shit go. The labels would be like, yo, we see these streamers, they see it's new, so we doing this show, let's put them, let's match it. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they don't even be interested in wanting to do it, but it's like, why do that in the first place? Why make them do that shit or ask them if they're just gonna be like weird about it? You know, I don't know. That's just me personally, bro. Like the energy could have been way different. The energy could have been way different, or maybe she was in a bad mood, or whatever. But like, I don't know, bro. I go off for good energy. If I can't like.
All right, so we talked about this with Coco Jones saying, "Hey y'all, it's just for promo" on Ty Lil's stream and stuff like that. Doing streams just for the sole purpose, like it's gonna show every single time, dog. It's gonna show every single time. If you do not care, it's gonna show every single time. If you're doing streaming just to make money, it's gonna show. If you're going on the stream just to promote your album or just to promote your new song, it's gonna show every single time. I'll play this clip from the stream so you guys get a taste of how the stream looked.
Hello. Oh, you've been doing music for a lot. Girl, when I tell you, you done got me through some heartbreaks.
Oh, thank you.
You done got me through it. But no, Girls Need Love. I called that man. It was the worst decision.
And I called that man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So, I'll tell y'all this. I'm gonna get her ex's face off the screen. Summer's from Atlanta, and you know, so and one of her labels, you know, the LVRN and stuff like that. Those guys on a base level, I remember kind of being around at their events because of Rory. Because Rory was the first artist with LVRN, Love Renaissance, based in Atlanta. It's like one of the bigger R&B kind of labels now. And Nate says she definitely don't want to be there. So kind of fast forward in the story. I saw Summer Walker at an event in Atlanta for the first time. And I was so scared to approach her or to like even try to ask her. Like I just kept my distance. I didn't even say hello to her because like for the first 3 years of her career, she was just like, I'm so socially awkward. I don't want to speak to anybody. Like speaking to people in interviews just give me the worst anxiety. And I feel like I'm gonna pass out and just my heart's gonna start pumping, everything like that. So like I was like, man, I'm gonna protect her mental health and just stay away from her altogether. And so it was just like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you got it, twin. You got it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so when I seen that she did a stream, I said, Summer Walker did a stream? Like a live stream is crazy. And but now seeing Deshae say what he said and looking at the replay, as you can tell, like Nate said, she looked like she don't want to be there and stuff like that. As this B said, would I hang out with someone for money? You're not being friends. You're not being intimate or anything. Yo, we spoke about this the other day. of like now that I'm, you know, kind of more independent and stuff like that on my channel. Because you know, a lot of my bigger interviews and stuff came from just like through my old job. But now since I'm like more independent, I would have to a lot of the people that I want to interview, I reach out to myself and stuff. Like I want to interview this person, I want to interview. And now a lot of things that I'm getting more and more frequently is what's your budget? That's the response. What's your budget? Hold on. What's my budget? Who is you? You want me to pay you to interview you when I know most of y'all can't even speak. Most of y'all can't even speak. The ones that can speak, is the ones that's always going viral. But most of y'all can't even speak. Y'all gonna get up there. Oh yeah. Man. So what was your inspiration behind the album and the you know, I really like the sample that you did and it felt like that it was inspired by this experience or this experience. Why was that like that? They gonna be man, bro, I really just be listening to music, bro. Like I really been doing, man, look, please, dog. What's your budget? You want me to pay for that? For you to you're not even media trained? You don't even know how to answer a question? Please, I'm so good off that. I'm so cool off that. So no, anybody you see on my stream, anybody you ever see on my channel is not paid, is not because I want to be genuine. Everybody you've seen, every artist has been through, the artist has reached out to me. I've had a relationship with the artist, or their management has reached out to me. Their labels reached out to me, their team reached out to me, and I was like, okay, cool, we could talk. I'm cool with you. We got a good relationship, whether it be their manager or the label or whatever, or the artist directly. And that's the only time I'm doing it, because you want to be on the channel, you want to be on the brand, you want to have an interview with me. I'm not doing I'll pay you. No, bro, we not doing that, because y'all can't even talk. Y'all can't even talk no more. It's just the way it is. Like, you see a lot of these interviews, bro. I don't know if y'all watch, you know, rap interviews. Like, I watch rap interviews, but most folks can't even talk anymore. Like, that's why the Clips little media tour was such a big deal, because both of them know how to articulate themselves. And that just doesn't happen anymore, dog. Like, a lot of people just aren't media trained. I remember you saying that. And then Zero said to SSB, some don't even know their worth. Some of these interviews, but never do free interviews just for exposure and support. Bro, it's just like, I'm not paying you to get on my stream. I'm not paying you to get on my channel. I'm so cool off y'all, bro. Because sometimes the interviews be flopping. You get on this big celebrity as an interview, you get me 15 to 100 views, maybe if it do 2,000 views. I get a video on one of these streams clipping just a random thing, right? A random topic that we talked about on the stream. It'll get 8,000 views. Why would I want to pay to get 2,000 views with someone who doesn't want to be there? Because if I had to pay you, that means you didn't want to be on the channel. I'm not paying you, bro. I'm not paying anybody to be on, bro. I'm not paying you to want to be with me. That's just like chasing a woman. Like, why would I chase a woman? She don't want to be here. She doesn't want to be with me. If she doesn't want to be with me, that's cool. Me chasing you and trying to persuade you to be with me, now you give me a chance because I persuaded you and I begged you for so long. I'm be walking on eggshells the entire relationship. I'm not doing that. You shouldn't give it. It has to be an equivalent exchange. Yeah, 100%. Like, you get more interviews. Hopefully you get a good questions. I don't know. You get the connection with me of being a media personality down to when you need, because hey, look, I've been in this game long enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Ebro. I'm not Elliott Wilson. I'm not Speedy Mormon, but I'm Rashad Milligan. I've been in this game long enough to see artists come in and artists go out. And on their way out, their tone is a whole lot different when they team or when them themselves is sending out media alerts to, hey, promote and make sure you mention the fact that they got this new album, this new song out. And it sounds way different than when it was when I was trying to get an interview with them and they was hot. And it was like, oh, we'll see if we can work into the schedule. Doesn't matter. What goes up must come down. And what's going to be consistent is a lot of the media folks. I've been doing this 11 years, bro. I'm still here. And it's a lot of artists that done came up and left in them 11 years. So make sure you treat the media folks with everything is going to be fast. There's a lot of people coming in, going out. A lot of these kids graduating can't read or do math. It's sad. And these people being rich. A lot of kids now can't even, you heard the thing of like a lot of dudes don't even talk to girls no more. Like when they text, like they text chat GPT, what should I respond to this girl? What should I respond to this message? Or they go into little Twitter communities, the Bad Boys Incorporated, whatever it's called, or everything like that. Chat. How should I respond to this girl? Like they don't even know how to speak, bro, because of the technology. The technology made them so dang lazy with the communicate. They don't even know how to communicate. So when you don't know how to communicate, you can't just flip it on for an interview. It doesn't work like that. If you don't practice communication in just everyday life, talking on the phone to the telephone provider, or talking on the phone to this person, or speaking to the person in front of you in line at the grocery store, you're not going to be able to just turn it on during an interview. It just is what it is. Education is not education anymore. Replacing people with robots 100%. SSB, what are they doing on purpose? Nate said, again, the internet and social media is becoming what we don't want it to be. 100%, but shoot, it's gone too far now. What we going to say? Unplug. Holy Spirit, activate. It's already done. We can't do nothing about it now. So it's like the new artists don't know how to speak, especially if they independent and they're younger, because now they don't even have like media training. When I ask you the question, like, man, it seems like you really have a strong connection to your roots of growing up on the west side of Atlanta. How do you think growing up in Zone 3 over there and stuff like that, and the things that you saw, how do you think that really came through on this project? Well, really, I don't even think about that, twin. I really just go in the booth, smoke some loud, and I do what I do. Like, bro, what? What did you just say? You ain't even say nothing. Learn how to speak, dog. Dumbing people down on purpose on society. Remember a while back, me, you, and SSB was talking about the phones in school being put away. 100%. 100%, bro. Like, and it goes back to what SSB was. I don't know if it was SSB that just said that a second ago when we was talking about first taking everything like that. But it goes back to the same thing. If we all watching, it was SSB. If we get most of our news from TikToks and YouTube shorts and Instagram reels, right? If we're getting most of our stuff from that, then dang, our attention spans are fried. So it's like we can't even think to learn. Like we can't even sit in class and learn. So if I'm sitting in class and I really want to learn and retain the information that the teacher is giving me, my brain can't even focus on a lecture. Can't even focus on a school lesson that's an hour long. Like it's just not gonna happen, bro. So it's like I'm gonna get out of class. I ain't hear a thing you said. And then when it's time to do the homework or something, I'm a chat GPT, Cliff Notes, whatever the kid's using now, bro. Remember the kid at UCLA at graduation a month ago showing his laptop off, showing chat GPT and all his test scores and stuff is stupid, bro. I like thinking outside the box, especially with conspiracy theories. Salute, man. Salute, bro. I definitely tapped in a little more with my conspiracy after seeing the Solange altar thing. I was like, dang. Man, Solange. I was at I seen Don Toliver perform a couple of years ago at a festival at Made in America, and I was just recording because he did After Party. That was like the first Don Toliver song I heard, and I like this song. Excuse me. Pull up at the after party, you and all your friends, and we like to get out. So the next day, I'm showing it to somebody, the videos on my phone, like from the concert, like, oh, look at this, he doing this. And then she was like, that looks like that looks like three devil heads in the background and like fire. And when the beat dropped, I'm looking back at the video, is three devil heads in the backdrop with some with fire coming out. I said, bro, the symbolism is everywhere, dog. So like now I seen Jay-Z come out at the Beyonce concert tonight in Atlanta, and everybody going crazy. And people who went to the other nights are like, why couldn't Jay-Z did this on night one when I went and stuff like that? I'm like, this looks kind of crazy spiritually, and I don't know all the things, the conspiracies and all that people have about Jay-Z, Sean Carter, and Beyonce Knowles, and the Knowles family and the Carter family, everything like that. But I'm starting to see a lot of conspiracies again, just like how it was when I was in high school, bro, with Illuminati and all that. Because I came up during the Watch the Throne YouTube era, bro. Like conspiracies were at an all-time high back then. And then I was like, okay, maybe I was like tweaking a lot, but a lot of that stuff is still true. Still true. These kids are idiots. They think they're smart using AI without realizing they will eventually be replaced by it. 100%. That's brain rot for you. And a lot of these schools and colleges, you have everybody cheating. The schools know it, and they don't know how to stop it because you can't kick out half the school. You'll go bankrupt 100%. Supposedly, it creates a cloud in your brain. Even when you sleep, too many parts of your brain aren't active when it shouldn't. Yeah. So someone was talking about that, about like how we need to be bored again. We have to learn how to become bored again, bro. And me, y'all know, well, I don't know if you guys know because you guys don't like know me in person, but like I think you can imagine, just based off of like how often and how frequently I upload on YouTube, I kind of just don't stop. Like I'm constantly moving. Like if I'm walking, I'm listening to music, or if I'm on the phone, like if I'm doing a long drive, all right, I'm taking a call, all right, I'm catching up with somebody, or we're doing something about business. All right, blah, 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 blah. If I have some free time at night, let's do a podcast. Let's do an interview. Let me hop on someone else's stream who wanted me to jump on their stream and stuff like that. With the live king, everything like that. I'm constantly doing something at all times. Like, so I don't know how to just without anything, you know what I'm saying? Like it literally takes me working myself to exhaustion every night to just go to sleep straight up. So it's like I use the dang little deep sleep videos, and it plays the little meditation videos, and that's how I go to sleep. And it's like, that's cool and all, but dang, can you go to sleep just by yourself again? And no, because my brain is still going. I go to sleep if I'm not that tired, if I'm just going to sleep because I want to go to sleep at a reasonable time, no music or nothing. And it's like, all right, at 9 a.m. I gotta wake up, do this. At 8:30 a.m. I need to get up. I'm gonna try to do this before work. If I could go here, I can go get this done. Okay, all right. I need to make sure I'm still looking for topics to talk about on stream tonight. That's literally my brain now, and that's so many people's brains now, bro. And that's not good. We're just overstimulated. And then he's saying kids are growing up looking faster while younger. 100%. But like that's just me as an adult. Like I'm an adult now dealing with this with my brain. Imagine if I grew up like this, like the kids now. Those kids don't stand a chance. They're growing up with this. They can't do nothing without watching, like sitting on the toilet watching TikToks. You sitting on the toilet watching TikToks. You walking on your phone. You're doing this. Like you don't know how to just be bored anymore. Just sit and be. I don't know. I feel sorry for those kids, bro. Not gonna lie to you. That's why they think like everything is boring. Oh, this is boring. That ain't lit. This ain't that. This ain't that. Like you got to constant. That's why, once again, going back to Nate, right? Kai Cenat is so talented, dog. To get 100,000 kids just sitting there to watch him sit at his desktop with the camera in front of him and find ways to constantly entertain them for 4 hours at a time. Kai Cenat is different, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Kai Cenat different. All right, next thing, bro. Next thing. This is footage from Karrah being arrested. Oh, this looks a bit interesting. I just want to see how it goes. Rapper Caribou goes ballistic after she's arrested over dispute. Y'all know I'm Team Karrah 100% on this way. Free Karrah. You know what I'm saying? What they call Concrete Boys. If you watch movies like Total Recall, Demolition Man, Judge Dredd, etc., these predicted the future. Yeah, man. Or he said it's a potential future. 100%, man. We're cooked. But hey, we need to continue to fight for reading and everything like that. Books. And I know some people say, oh, Rashad talking about reading. Ironic. Hey, at least I'm trying. You guys see that I'm trying live on the air. Like, give me some props. Jeez Louise.
I want to do something to get arrested though. Like,
you already did. That's why you're sitting right here. That's why you're sitting right here.
Try to stick up your ass. Try to get six to jump you and beat the fuck out of you and shut some shit up your ass.
Hey, yo. Is that DC? Nah, I don't know.
Shut the fuck up talking to me. You going to hell. Yeah, right.
That's like
now.
9 right there.
Shut the fuck up.
Like 9.
Y'all arrested a girl for no reason. Grown ass kicking me in my head. I hope you get pegged by the. Bro, God, please protect me and keep me. Just keep me from tweaking. Keep me from tweaking. Amen. I will pay all your shit. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out what I did.
What did you do? What did any of us do? We didn't do nothing.
You gonna figure that out.
But they got the video camera footage, so we're good at the end of the day. No, but here's the thing. They got the video camera footage. We're good. The lady in the red shoe who worked here said she saw them kicking me in my head. We're overly good. And we don't got her number. We're overly good.
I'm chilling. I'm just trying to get
all these weaknesses don't got nowhere to go home to. I feel it though. Actually, I don't.
Okay. I'm just trying to think who.
I don't want you to get locked up.
No, I didn't. But I'm already getting locked up though. Stop making me look
Don't do that.
silly.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I don't really. I'm not for the lip gloss. Y'all tripping. Y'all acting like I'm acting crazy. I want to lip gloss so be cute. Like,
Probably her. Yeah,
it's not crazy. I'm just driving.
Yeah. No, go ahead and get her. Go ahead and set her.
Please do
Damn. Can I get my lip gloss?
Take her. No, just go. Do up. Camera on, back of hand, pat down.
That's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's crazy, dog. That's crazy. Hey, man. Shout out to Karrah, man. Team Karrah, man. Bro. Hey, man. God bless Mental Health Awareness Month. You know what I'm saying? Like she says, she very open about her struggles and stuff like that with mental health. Shouts out to Caribou, bro. Hey, prayers up to Caribou. Everything like that. I seen this scene from Jesse Isler. I just wanted to shout it out. I really liked it. I thought it was dope. Jesse Isler, he's a businessman, co-owner of the Atlanta Hawks. Here's what he said. In 2009, I tried out for an over 40 basketball team. 70 guys were competing for just 6 spots to play overseas in Israel. The coach sent the workout plan to help everyone prepare. Free Palestine. I realized something. If I followed everything as it was exactly, I'd be in the same shape as everybody else. So I doubled it. For 45, dang. Gosh, Lee. For 45 days straight, I ran double conditioning sessions on a dirt road near my house until you almost puke type of effort, because I knew if I couldn't outplay them, I could out prepare them. Oh man, hey man, we getting some gems tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you. At tryouts, most players were better than me. So I leaned into one thing that I did have, conditioning. During the first scrimmage, I picked the best player on the last team and guarded him full court, nose to nose. 6 minutes into the game, he was completely out of breath. I clapped, I yelled, I brought attention to it. And in my head, I kept saying, he wasn't on the dirt road with me. Oh, he's a psycho, bro. I got the spot. Not because I was the most talented, but because I was the most prepared. If you can't win in skill, win in effort. You better say that. If you can't win on talent, win on preparation. Find your edge, then go all in on it. You don't have to be the most talented. Just find your point of differentiation. Same rule applies in this. Shout out to Jesse Itzler, man. Shouts out to Jesse Itzler, bro. You know, you might not be the most talented in whatever you do, but one thing you can control is effort and hard work, bro. That's one thing you can't. He said that's the Jordan mentality, 100%, Zero. Goodness gracious. Hold on. I want to look something up, bro. Jesse Itzler. Hold on. Give me a second. Jesse Itzler. Net worth. We're going to look up his net worth. $2 billion. Gosh, Lee, bro. So right here they have 200 million on celebrity net worth. But on this joint, on Logan Paul, they got 1.2 billion. Gosh, Lee, dog. But he's a co-owner of the Hawks. So it's gotta be something more, dog. He's saying the 220 mil. I think he just Sarah Blakely, his wife, right? That's his wife. Sarah Blakely. Okay, yeah. Sarah Blakely is definitely worth the billion. Cause Sarah Blakely, she's with Spanx, right? Yeah, Spanx, yeah. The leggings in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. She's the person right there for sure. Yeah, 1.3 billion net worth. Shouts out to Sarah Blakely and shout out to Jesse Itzler. Both of them. Gosh, that's a rich couple. Both of them get into the money. But yeah, man, he said it right there. He just outworked folks. You might not be the smartest in the room in business. You might not be the most connected and have the most, but hey, I'm going to outwork everybody. I'm going to be there. Come try again. Y'all got to keep going, bro. If y'all get tired, y'all got to keep going. We was just talking about this the other night. Remember that? Keep going. Don't give up. Never give up. In 2025, we cannot give up on ourselves. We can't give up on anything, dog. Because, look, we only get 100 years. We get 100 years if we're lucky. Make the most of each and every single day. You look at the end of it, you be like, dang, I accomplished a lot. Shouts out to Jesse Itzler, bro. It's Carnival Cruise. Are they changing their rules? No. There's a big viral thing going on TikTok, on social media right now. I'm making a video right now to let y'all know that's cap. It's cap. They said no loud music, no speakers, no Bluetooth speakers. They're all lies, bro. They're all lies, according to Carnival themselves. Travel Pulse by Northstar. Carnival Cruise Line refutes reports about various new rule changes. This was written by Lori Beretti. Carnival Cruise Line is pushing back against recent rumors circulating online, which allege that the company has introduced new bans aboard its ships, ranging from music restrictions to the prohibition of popular dance accessories. Company representatives say that many of the claims currently circulating on social media are either outdated or completely false. Some social media posts allege that Carnival recently banned cackling fans, commonly used when dancing to songs like Boots on the Ground. Yo, this is bro. Salute to some internet trolls, bro. Like the racism, dog, is crazy. Like that's such a unique part of racism. Like I'm tired of Boots. I'm Southern. I'm tired of Southern soul. It's hilarious, dog. And even band line dances like the wobble. Others suggested the cruise line is excused for playing rap and hip hop music. Prompted accusations among certain users that reported policies discriminate against black guests. However, Carnival say these reports are largely off. Quote unquote, unfortunately, various media outlets have misconstructed the matter and blown it out of proportion. Matt Lapoli, Carnival Senior Vice President of Public Relations, told the cruise critic. Hold on, let me open this up from the cruise critic. A fan ban on the Carnival? Nope. The scuba music changes that have come to the fun ships. So they're saying it's cap, bro. They're saying it's cap. All right. Hold on. Let me go back to this. Jeez Louise, this is Carnival, quote unquote, has always had a wide variety of entertainment options, and recent adjustments like expanding theme nights at the nightclub have already been popular with guests on the board. A claim circulating on TikTok alleges that Carnival has reduced the amount of hip hop and rap music played in its onboard nightclubs. However, according to the cruise line, that is not the case. Rather than cutting back, Carnival said it has extended theme nightclub themes, so that the specific music genre is now played throughout the evening and not just during the first hour. Cruise critic noted that during a typical week-long voyage, it has seen nightclub themes such as dance, house and pop, carnivals, 70s and 80s, 90s and 2000s, Latin night, R&B and soul, Caribbean and Afro beats. Carnival brand ambassador John Held also told the outlet that DJs at sea face unique challenges compared to those on land, as they had to cater to much more diverse audience with varying musical tastes. Carnival did implement a ban on Bluetooth speakers in late 2024 and enacted curfew for unaccompanied guests under 18 that went into effect in 2023. But neither of those handheld clack fans nor the wobble dance is banned from aboard. LaPauli explained fans are only prohibited in indoor nightclubs and dance venues for safety reasons, but are still allowed on outdoor decks like Lido, where space is less limited. Enhancing the guest experience is an ongoing effort, and for the past 3 years, we have communicated our expectations about guest behavior. LaPauli added, our ships are shared spaces, and we create a friendly environment for all who sail with us. Still, some passengers and influencers have raised concerns. Jasmine Rain, who co-runs the YouTube channel A Rich and Jazzy Life, expressed disappointment. As someone who leads a community of Black cruisers on cruises, it's kind of disappointing because there are so many other things that are more important, she told USA Today, opining that fan-related restriction led to, quote-unquote, pointed towards Black people due to cultural association with the dance. Oh, I got my boots on the ground. Come on, y'all better shh. Some critics like Richard Remain believe that the cruise line could do more proactively communicate with the public. This is the age of social media where videos are going viral and people are going to believe and only hear what they're hearing and seeing on social media. So who's that on? Who's that on, Mr. Rimarine? Who's that on? Is it on the people or is it on the company? Because I think it's on the people, right? If you go on Twitter and you look at a fake Shams account, say LeBron James demands a trade from the Los Angeles Lakers, and you re-report that, you repost that, you share that to your friends, which I did earlier this week because someone sent it to me. Who is that on? Is that on you or is it on Shams, Disney, and ESPN? That's on you. That's on the consumer. Media literacy is so important. It matters. Just because someone has a green background on TikTok and they're pointing to the camera like this doesn't mean it's true. This is the age of social media where videos are going to go viral and people are going to believe and only hear what they're hearing and seeing on social media, and when they're not hearing enough from Carnival's leadership. Ultimately, Carnival maintains its policies are rooted in guest comfort and safety, not cultural exclusion, and says that it will continue working to provide a fun, inclusive experience for all passengers. All right, let's go back up to the top here and see what Zero said. LOL, Carnival don't need to change their rules. Lots of people are trying to cancel Carnival. Trying to cancel Carnival because like Black people are having fun on a boat is crazy. It's literally, that's the place you go to have fun. People want to take fun. Like people just don't want Black people to have joy, to be honest. He said that's on both, on Carnival and the people. Well, this might have been the media literacy of Nat coming out and say, hey, those TikToks are fake. It is what it is, bro. Black people just want to have fun, bro. Let Black people have fun. But here's one of those videos that was talking about it. Let's see right here. They say no Bluetooth speakers, no rapper hip hop, no dancing outside in approved areas, no minors unless with a 25 plus adult. Weed ban, period. I'm not gonna lie to you. This makes sense. You can't smoke weed on a cruise. That makes sense. No Bluetooth speakers makes sense. Don't want people just walking around with they speak. This ain't no college campus. This a cruise. If you want to listen to your music, wear headphones. No rapper hip hop. Okay, racist. No dancing outside unless in approved areas. Racist. I ain't gonna lie to you. No dancing outside is crazy. Like to tell me I can't dance anywhere on a cruise ship is insane. I'll dance in the bathroom. I volunteer. It's a cruise ship. We came to dance. We came to smile. No minors unless with a 25 plus adult. After a certain time period, 100%. I agree with that. You definitely need a curfew for kids running around, or you're just gonna have a bunch of cruise babies all spread out throughout the country, not the world, and teen pregnancies and things of that sort. So definitely, I'm 100% with that. Kids just gonna get in trouble. All right, this CoryxKenshin thing. This is like the big thing that's going on right now on social media. CoryxKenshin, I've done a video about him before. about his manga. You know, I think he sold like 200,000 books in his first week and stuff like that. But his girlfriend is coming around talking about him. We are not dancing with where them fans at. That's overrated. Going on a cruise to me is a privilege, 100%. I know, but if I'm on a cruise, I'm trying to get away from the ratchets of society. Folks just trying to have fun, bro. Like I say, like the little speakers, I agree with. Weed, it makes sense. Like, cause it ain't legal everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And then kids running around. Kids running around without 25 plus after certain hours, 100%. Them kids need to be on a leash. They need to be in their room. They need to be going to sleep. Because all they doing is causing trouble and getting into so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with those. But like, no dancing, black people can't dance. It's crazy. Too much unnecessary behavior. Black people don't dance. They twerking. Not all of them, but you do have a lot of degeneracy. White people be twerking. Ever since Molly started twerking, Molly, twerk. I know that's 2013 coded to me, but white people be twerking. Black people be twerking. White people be twerking. Like, you know, people be dancing, bro. White people dance. Black people dance. A white person dance and it go viral and the white person become famous and get rich. Black person dances. Hey, stop acting like some monkeys. Same thing with rap music. A black person raps, yo, chill out. You know, we got company here. Behave. Act like you have some home training. A white person raps. Y'all seen that little girl singing the little chicken head? Man, they going crazy. That little girl singing Chicken Head, singing LeChat's verse and Chicken Head got like a gazillion views in the last 2 days. But back to CoryxKenshin. Just to spread it around, Panda and Jack's official on TikTok released an entire timeline regarding her abusive, manipulative, and absurdly toxic relationship with CoryxKenshin with evidence. I will link her stories below in 3 parts. Please share this around so she doesn't go unnoticed.
Still on.
And still on.
Then I woke up again and it was awful.
Did you watch me sleep?
Hmm?
Did you watch me sleep?
Yeah, I actually did something to you while you were asleep too.
What?
I'm sorry. I just got this fetish that I do. You know.
Well,
I didn't hurt you. You're good, right?
What'd you do, Corey?
Don't worry about it.
Corey?
Good.
Corey, what did you do?
Do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Look, this camera out of my face. I didn't do anything.
He did something, and I'm gonna find out on the next episode of
Dragon Ball Z. Where you going with this?
That is crazy. First of all, Zero said his complaint is for everyone because he was like, "Why would he want his kids to listen to Sexy Red?" I'm not gonna lie to you, Zero. And keep it a stat. If your kids going to school, they playing Sexy Red at school. If your kids walk outside, your kids hearing Sexy Red. Your kids hearing Sexy Red at the basketball game. They hearing it at the football game. They playing it everywhere. It just is what it is. It's always been like that. Like my first song that I ever learned that I got in trouble for, I was like 6 years old, was the thong song, bro. I got in trouble for singing the thong song. That thong, da thong, thong, thong. Like, it's just it's a part of it. It is what it is, bro. There's no getting around it. It's just everywhere. It's the culture. It's culture, modern world culture, and everything like that. It just is what it is. This one is crazy. And she said, looking back on it, it looks crazy. You didn't know this was one of the videos you look back on and realize he never cared. He wanted to see how long you let him hurt you.
Bacon avocado. I dated CoryxKenshin.
And he hurt me really bad. And I'm not the only one. Oh, dang. She said he hurt him. Dang, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Ma'am. With your allegations and things of that sort. Let me see what she said on TikTok. I didn't want this to do this. Hold on. You're going too fast. I didn't want to do this, but I don't owe you my silence anymore. There's no clean way to start. Just that familiar weight on my chest while the world kept applauding someone who never showed up for me. I was never a part of your world publicly. You made sure I stayed close, just far enough to be invisible. Your followers eat up the whole man of faith image you push, but faith without basic decency isn't faith, it's branding. You talk about devotion, but you act like hurting people in private doesn't count. That's not devotion, that's hypocrisy. You fooled a lot of people, but not me. When I met you, I was at one of the lowest points in my life. I was still healing, still trying to remember how to love myself after going so long without it. I had all this love and nowhere to put it. And for a moment, your attention made me feel seen, like maybe I wasn't so invisible anymore. Even writing this now has me crying so bad. I can barely breathe, but the pain still lives in my body like it just happened yesterday. I'm not writing this because I still care. I'm writing this because I carried too much in silence. You ghosted me, not because you were confused, but to teach me a lesson. You made me feel like I had to shrink just to earn a reply. Dang. Every move was calculated, even if I couldn't see it back then. Anytime I tried to speak up, you twisted it into something when something was wrong with me while I sat alone, replaying every word, breaking myself apart just to make sense of it. They were really out here calling you a quote unquote positive role model. They'll never know how many nights I cried quietly into my pillow, trying to convince myself it wasn't that bad, just so I wouldn't have to admit how deeply it broke me. You never showed up when it mattered. You only came around when it was convenient, when you wanted something, when it was easy. But when I needed care, support, the bare effing minimum, you vanished. That was your punishment, silence, distance, disappearing like affection was something I had to earn. Like loving you too loudly meant I needed to be put in place. You treated my body, my heart, my time like there were things you could shelve and retrieve when you wanted, when it suited you. Like I only existed when you needed to feel wanted. You made sure your absence cut deeper than your presence ever comforted. And the worst part, that kind of damage takes effort. So congratulations. And then came the subtle jabs. You once asked if I wanted to know how much you made. I said no because I didn't care. I'm never dependent on anyone. I've worked hard my whole life and made my own money. But still, you made me feel small for the job I had, like I was a disappointment. Oh, dang. Just for not living up to your standards. I never asked for your money, your platform, your help, any of it, all caps. I didn't want what you had. I just wanted to be treated like I mattered, like an effing human being. But even that felt like it was too much for you. It probably bothered you that I wasn't impressed, that I didn't melt at your image, your ego, your self-importance, that I saw right through you and still gave you the chance to be real. Dang. But that version of you, that one who could actually care, he never effing existed. Dang. And then came your one grand effing gesture, flowers, candy, a teddy bear, a card. The first thing you ever bothered to give me. The last thing that felt remotely real. Dang. That card said, Nami, the way I feel about you is real. You are so wonderful, so gentle and kind, not to mention sexy. I miss you. I hope this puts a big old smile on that pretty face. Dang. It felt like, well, maybe finally something was different. For a split second, I let it crack my armor. I let myself believe in you. First things first, I want to say thank you, W0 for the donation. I appreciate it, brother. I'm gonna see the comments when I finish these. When you called that night and poured out a heart to heart and said, I've always made a lot of mistakes, but you were never one of them. I effing cried because even after everything, I still wanted to believe that you were capable of being good to me. Dang. And then the next day, someone told me they saw you in California with another girl. Dang. I already knew where you were going. You told me that part, but you never said who you were going with. So I assumed it was your family. That's how it always was with you. I never really wanted to know what you were doing, just whatever pieces you decided to share. All I did was ask calmly, the way that anyone else seeing someone would. I'm not the type to pry or get jealous over nothing, but when the details don't add up, I pay attention. But you snapped at me. You said it was your sister. You got defensive. I wasn't accusing you of anything. I just wanted the truth. But your reaction said everything, even if it really was your sister. The guilt always slipped out before you could cover it. You always gave yourself away, and then you ghosted again. Do you know what kind of pattern that does to somebody? It rewires your nervous system. It teaches you not to trust softness, not to believe kindness. It makes you think that, dang, how long can you do this on TikTok? I'm sorry. Not to believe kindness. It makes you think that if something feels good, it's probably a setup. Dang. That was the real you, not the sweet, funny persona you flashed on camera, just a selfish, image obsessed coward who cared more about looking good than being good. Dang. You couldn't even stay in the same room as your own consequences because accountability doesn't get likes, right? Yeah. Bars. I spent so long asking what was wrong with me, wondering how could I show up with my whole heart and still not be enough, trying to be softer, quieter, easier to love. But the truth is, I was never asking for too much. She better say it. Man, shout out to Mary J. Blige. No More Pain. That's the song that's playing in my head right now. I just kept pouring into someone who never planned to give anything back. Dang. You knew how badly I wanted to be loved. So you breadcrumb just enough affection to keep me hoping. And then you call me crazy for wanting more. And still, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Every time I let excuses rewrite the truth just so it would hurt a little less. I held your chaos like it was love because that's all you ever offered. I kept handling you chances, kept trying to make sense of the hurt, kept believing maybe that there was something good in you worth holding on to. That part is on me. But everything after that, that's all on you. Oh my gosh. This is just the beginning. Part 2 comes late. Oh my goodness. It only gets heavier. Hold on. Let me see what this says. If you're not around, nothing that has to do with that or allow them to do to watch or hear. But like I'm saying, if you go to a basketball game, you know what I'm saying? Like if you go to a basketball game or a football game, that's not necessarily like sexy Redville. But they're gonna play sexy, they're gonna play ski before, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. And Zero said either he treated her like a project or she was ungrateful in the relationship and has to grown apart. If she had to try, it was never good to begin with. That's what, boy, you speaking, Zero. You speaking to these folks tonight, boy. You speaking to these folks. That's the thing, man. I feel like, see, when you have to make excuses for people who make you feel a certain way, I feel like if someone makes you feel a certain way, bro, if they really hurt you, that's not love, dog. And you have to make excuses for them. Well, okay, well, they're human. They had to do this. You know, okay, maybe they did have to go to their grandma's house and they did have to iron their socks. Like if you have to do all that and make excuses for them, for their shortcomings and the way that they're treating you straight up, for the sake of wanting to have that validation and that love, that ain't love, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you, gang. So for her to come to this realization at the end, I'm proud of her, everything like that. I guess let's see part 2. Here we go, part 2. What are we talking about, man? Corey's trending right now, by the way. 52,000 posts. It's crazy. Sheesh. All right, part 2. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. All right, part 2. Where it gets worse. Dang, it gets worse. And then came the Xbox. Oh my gosh. Not the Xbox message. All right. Let me start with the theatrics. Let me just read. It wasn't even what you said. It was just how you casually said it. Like nothing you had done have ever left a scar. Like you hadn't already shattered me once and just gotten bored. Okay, so what's up? You still seeing someone? Why do you ask? Because I'm trying to mess your life up some more. What? That was a G's joke. LOL. I was just asking. I never heard you cuss before. That's why it threw me off. Oh, dang. Like it was funny, like it was cute. As if the pain you caused the first time wasn't real, the confusion, the trauma, the effing aftermath. It was all just a joke for you when you were bored again. Oh my gosh, my chest locked up. I wasn't even surprised. Just furious. You still had the audacity. Sister, you needed to block them. If someone ever makes you feel like that and they leave your life, block them. Block them on all platforms. And if they message you again, block them or just ignore the message. Don't engage. Just furious that you still had the audacity to crawl back in like you were welcome. Like I let you ruin me again for your own entertainment. You didn't come back to make things right. You came back because messing with me just made you feel more powerful, because you knew I used to let you in, because you counted on the damage that you did to keep me soft, because you thought that I would be too broken to bite back, because I wanted you. You want me how? Like how I wanted you, like how I had you, like in a relationship type of way or something else. He said like something else. That's kind of mess up. I wasn't a toy. I know that. I wasn't just about to message you a year and after a year and you asked you to be my girlfriend. But I guess I was just a good sleeping with you. When you said, "Oh dang, she putting out all the screenshots," gosh, Lee. When you said the relationship, I thought you meant I wasn't gonna ask you out. Nah, I mean you were, but that's not all you were anyway. But it doesn't matter. You're with someone. That's how it felt at the time. Even when I wasn't, I wouldn't have let you again. And when I did that, you with you, it's just something that I don't do with anyone. You wouldn't let me do that again. And she said, "Nah." I'm glad I'm the same. I don't do anyone. Double bummer. Okay. All right. That's weird. The difference between me and you, though, is that I don't do it with just anyone because I was SA'd. Oh, dang. Dang. Gosh, Lee. I'm not saying for that for you to feel bad or whatever. I just want you to understand. I know you told me that. I didn't know I got lumped into that category with the person that did that. She said because I was being used for that. I guess that time, oh, when you told me how you felt wasn't real too. Do you hear yourself? You knew I survived SA. You knew how hard it was for me to feel safe in my own body, and use that as leverage just to remind me how far you got in. Throw it in my face like I should be flattered. You didn't want me. You wanted access. The version of me who froze when things felt wrong, who kept forgiving you because I thought love was supposed to hurt. Oh my gosh, she spit it. She need to make a book. She need like a poetry book or something, because these are some bars. When I push back, you got defensive. I don't know why I'm lumped into that category. F you. You put yourself there. Oh my gosh. You crossed lines when you had no right to. And you knew exactly what you were doing. Then you tried to backpedal like everything could be undone, and you called it a mistake. But it wasn't a mistake. It was you being you. Oh my gosh. Backpedal. You were never used for intimacy. I need to make sure you understand that I loved you. Like I said, I didn't have my stuff together. You loved me? How's that possible? Then you had the nerve to say I loved you back then. I just didn't have my stuff together. Really? You had money. You had the platform. You had the fans. You had the house, the car, everything. You had every tool to be a decent human being, and you still chose to be careless with someone you claimed to love. I didn't have my stuff together either, but I still showed up with heart, with honesty, with care. I never used my chaos as an excuse to mind F someone else. Oh my gosh, he's spitting. But I guess empathy doesn't hit the same when the mirror is not pointing at you, huh? Because if I say someone can say, I loved you, after they've already destroyed you, what the F does love even mean? She's spitting, bro. And if anyone else is reading this, I want you to really ask yourself something. How would you feel? Would you keep making excuses for him? Would you still tell yourself if it wasn't that bad? Because I did. I did for a long time. I held in everything while they held them up. What makes it worse is how many people still praise you. How many people don't know who you really are. How many built their platforms just orbiting by yours. And while all of that was still happening, something else started happening to me. What would you do if the nurse called your name and the moment you sat down, the world stopped making sense? TNBC, stage 3A, aggressive. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no, bruh. Oh no. You're staring at the doctor's mouth, but the sound's already gone. No tears, just shock. Like your soul stepped out of your body and left you alone with the news, heart slamming against your ribs, tunnel vision. Thoughts collapsing under words like chemo. Oh my gosh, radiation. And outside, the pandemic makes sure no one's there to catch you. Jeez Louise, you're isolated, terrified, too stunned to tell more than a handful of people because you barely believe it yourself. You walk out knowing your life is just shattered, yet somehow you still have to keep walking. Lord have mercy. I reached out to people, not just for comfort, but for closure. Because when that's why she reached out to him. Oh my gosh, I feel terrible now. Oh my goodness, I'm so terrible. I'm terrible. I apologize. I'm so sorry. But to everybody else, block the person. Because when you've already survived trauma like mine and you're forced to face the possibility that your story could end early, oh my gosh, you do what feels right for your soul, whether anyone else understands or not. So I reached out to you. I didn't reach out because I was weak. I did it because if my time was up, I wasn't, oh my gosh, I wasn't taking your unfinished damage with me. And what did you say? This is the most passive aggressive. That wasn't just cold. It was effing cruel. It hit harder than the diagnosis itself. If that kind of cruelty comes easily, were they ever human at all? I lived. And when I came out on the other side, I wasn't alone. I was held by people who loved me with no agenda. That's what healing looks like. That's what love actually is. That was the moment I realized who you really were. That was the moment. You knew my effing story. You knew I already been through HE double hockey 6. You watched your own mother go through it. Dang. You saw, oh my gosh. You saw what it did to your own family. You felt what that word means, the fear, the fight, the way that it rips everything apart. You said it anyway. So what the F was your excuse? No questions, no compassions, just a joke. Because anyone who can witness your pain and feel absolutely nothing was never someone with the soul to begin with, heartless. Even after I cut the cord, I couldn't breathe because you weren't just a person I left behind. You were a name on the internet wouldn't let me forget. You were still someone's favorite post, and no one knew what it cost me. Your fans kept showing up in my DMs, acting like they had insight, but they didn't know a dang thing. And of course, there was N. She found me through your Xbox friends list, checked my profile, saw my IG in the bio, and followed me. But I didn't know that yet. Just another gamer sliding in. Nothing strange at first. And one day she posted you in her IG stories. Something in me paused. Part 3 comes next. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. She said she would be more healed. And if you knew him, he was like this, then the problem isn't with him, but her. In order to know Kobe, in order to know you, you must love yourself first. I'm stating to not even care about her trauma, LO. It sounds like a Nancy Drew novel. Jeez Louise, this is terrible, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Part 3, how many more parts is there? All right. So extra context, too long for Twitter. Okay, I think this is the last part, and the rest is just screenshots and stuff. Part 3, they were matching me too. Okay. So I asked, oh, you're a fan of Corey? She said, yeah. I said, I'm not. She followed up with why. It came up like a curious question, like maybe she knew something more than what she was letting on. But I wasn't about to assume, so I kept it short. We dated. It didn't work out. I didn't realize how she even found me until later. After that post and our conversation, something felt off. So I did some digging and saw she was following you on Xbox. That's when it clicked. She must have found me through Xbox. I didn't know how many others she did that with. At the time, she hadn't done anything weird. She seemed nice, just another follower showing support. We had light conversations, nothing alarming. She liked some posts, messaged me here and there. And when you're a creator, that's kind of things happen all the time, so I don't overthink it. But the vibe was off. It was like she was matching more than connecting. I didn't have proof, just a gut feeling, and I should have listened to it. Then the anonymous IG account showed up. They started calling her out directly. At first, the way they worded it made it sound like I was a part of the problem too, but that wasn't the case. I messaged them directly to clear it up. They listened. They removed that part of me. That's when they clarified they weren't trying to come for me. They were trying to warn me, and they were calling in out. They didn't have my full story, but they knew enough to see me. to see that you weren't good to me. Excuse me, my bad. And somehow N knew it too before she even interacted with me. Excuse me. That's when things started to click because this isn't new behavior. N had done this before. Turns out she had a reputation in your space, though I didn't know that then. I was still assuming someone, especially you, might step in and shut the chaos down. The account eventually explained their full intent. They wanted the truth out about you, mostly about N, for the cruel, manipulative stuff that she was doing in your community, inserting herself into the lives of women you were connected to, digging, meddling things, and then twisting things, and messaged you directly. Tried to paint her own version of the story, one where I was the problem, and you were aware what was happening, but you never asked me what was going on. You never checked in. You never questioned why your name, and was suddenly tangled in quiet drama. Just watched it unfold like you had nothing to do with you. Not long after that, one of your close friends, Brandon, someone who had never acknowledged me, suddenly started watching my IG stories like clockwork, like he was a sign, like you were waiting to see if I'd finally speak. There he is, Brandon. Ooh, called him out. No apology, no courage, just surveillance. And although I hate drama and this was never something I wanted to be a part of, especially when I was minding my own dang business, it started to feel like a sign, a push I didn't ask for, but maybe needed. And looking back, I'm grateful. Because of that, I met others, the other women you hurt. One by one, I got introduced by more of them, women with stories, women with messages they never sent, women with the same patterns, the same affection that had benefited you, the same withdrawal of the emotions that got real. Blame always shifted to the other person. For the first time in a long time, that weight that I've been dragging alone didn't feel so heavy anymore. We weren't alone. We weren't broken, just convinced we were. They stayed quiet just like I did because they didn't think their voice would matter, because it's easy to carry the pain than to explain it. But the pain doesn't need permission to be real. Maybe I was meant to be the one to speak until they're ready to. They are not alone, all caps, because everyone deserves that moment, the one where it's safe to excel, to be seen, to be heard, to remember they're real. This is my story to tell, theirs to protect until they're ready. Why speak now, as if timing ever made the truth more comfortable? Because I was tired of living like your name held more weight than my voice, tired of wondering if speaking would get me heard or destroyed, afraid the second I speak your name, people will stop seeing me and start labeling. That that the world will care more about protecting your reputation than hearing what you did, while everything I am, everything I built, risks being overshadowed by you. Hold on, my bad. Some people told me to stay quiet, thinking that it would protect me, but that type of protection still hurt because it made me feel like the world wasn't ready to hear the truth. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe they'll still side with you, but I'd rather be hated for telling the truth than to stay silent to protect your comfort or their denial. This was never about revenge. This is about accountability. You wore kindness in public and cruelty in private, and silence helped you get away with both. I'm done swallowing my stories so that you can keep your fake reputation intact. Why didn't I leave? Because I was human. Because I wanted to believe that he wasn't as cold as he acted. Because part of me thought that love meant fighting through the worst. People love to ask, why didn't you just leave? Like they've never clung on to the wrong person out of hope. Like they've never just swallowed their own voice just to keep the peace. But they never ask, why did he make it so hard? Why did he keep coming back just enough to confuse me? Why did he never let me go, but never fully chose me either? I didn't stay because I was weak. I stayed because I wanted to believe that I would get better. It would get better because I forgot what I was worth, because I didn't know how much damage had been done. That's what Zero was talking about. That's what Zero was talking about. Let me see. He's an audible. Is this an audio book? Is hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious. Because when you're constantly made to feel like you're the issue, you start believing the pain is what you deserve. But I'm not that girl anymore. Even smart, soft girls snap when they've had enough. And I've effing had enough. And behind all of that, life was effing heavy. I was dragging pain nobody could see, trying to survive stuff that I couldn't even name. Let's get one thing straight. I didn't write this for you to believe me. I'm not here to ruin him. I'm not asking for you to pick sides. I'm asking you to sit with the truth, even if it makes you sick. He hurt people. He manipulated, discarded, and walked away clean every single time. I'm not the first and I won't be the last unless someone else finally says something. I didn't speak up for years, not because I didn't have anything to say, but because I knew how this world treats women who speak out against men with status. You better say that. I knew I'd be labeled bitter, jealous, unstable. I knew his fans would tear me down before they even tried to understand me, because I knew people will stop seeing me and only see who I was connected to. You don't know me. You don't know my but you don't know him either. Ooh. You know the version he shows you. Ooh. The one you want to believe. You weren't there. I was. So if you want to excuse him, go ahead. But own what you're defending, because now you're a part of it. You're not defending a good man, you're defending a mask. You can side with him. Just don't act surprised when more stories surface. You've been warned. He didn't just hurt me, he hurt many. Your loyalty to him doesn't make you brave, it makes you blind. Bars on bars on bars. So the girls still watching him with hearts in your eyes, thinking that you be the exception because you're different, prettier, more understanding, quote unquote, his type. You won't be. He doesn't need a better woman. He needs to become a better man, and he won't. You can be stunning, soft, loyal, everything he claims he wants, and still, it won't stop what's coming. Because he doesn't just hurt people, he mentally chips away at them. He makes you question your worth, your memory, your tone, your reactions. That's not just bad communication, that's emotional and a mental abuse. Now ask yourself this: would he stay if things got real, messy, vulnerable, human? Would he still show up when there's nothing in it for him? Would he make sure that you feel safe, or just that he makes you feel comfortable? Would he be there if your life fell apart tomorrow? You don't have to wait for proof. The red flags are there already. If you love yourself, leave now, before you lose pieces of your mind, your heart, your identity, trying to code a man who was never meant to be held. Because no version of yourself, not the strongest, most beautiful, or most forgiving, can fix a man who's addicted to the power over your soul. Find someone who doesn't destroy people who love him. To those who looked up to him, I know your experience may have been different. Some of you might have found comfort in this content, maybe even hope when you needed it the most. And I won't take that away from you. But the truth I've shared is mine. It may be hard to read. It was even harder to live, though, through and write about. Excuse me. If this changes how you see him, I'm sorry if that takes away from you. But I couldn't keep swallowing my pain just to protect the version of the world wanted to believe in. I know not everyone will be ready to hear this. Some will deny it, some will defend him, some will twist it into something that it's not, because the truth, facing the truth, is harder than holding on to the version that they were shown. People will say that, will say what they want. They always do. I didn't write this for them. I wrote this because I was there and they weren't. That's the only difference that matters. No extra words, no permission, no apology, just the truth. Dang, man. This is sad, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's sad. Best of luck to her, like in her healing process and things of that sort. Prayers up for her, bro. It's sad. And to CoryxKenshin, I hope he gets the help that he needs. And I don't know, man. I hope this is a wake-up call for him to get woken up, maybe lose some brand deals, lose some money. And that's where, okay, all right, now I go to therapy, get this help. He should have got it before, but now maybe this public call out changes things. Well, the world may never know, bro. All right. And also, people are human. Stop putting celebrities on a pedestal. Insiders are worried that actor Daniel Coulier ties to life strategist. In other words, people thinking that Daniel Coulier, the dude from Get Out, joined a cult. What is a life strategist, some type of coach? This is from 3 years ago, and it came up again because someone was like, what happened to Daniel Coulier? Like, he was supposed to be big after Get Out. Someone was like, he joined a cult. I seen Daniel at Pharrell's after party at the Met Gala. He met Kai Cenat on stream. And I was like, oh, dang, I ain't seen him in a while. And then someone else said that he just signed to WME earlier this year. So it seems like he's trying to get back into the industry. But I don't know, bro. My curiosity has been rewarded today. She's been described as a head mistress of the international alma mater, Bless University. Her Holiness describes herself as a spiritual gangster serving the life sentence in the human body. Oh, what the heck? Apparently, he was introduced to Her Holiness through a makeup artist who was some sorts of crystals guru. He would fly her to Los Angeles from Las Vegas every week for spiritual healing, mental exercises, and a diet of herbal supplements to lose weight. the woman who said that her moniker was derived from a slave name, confirmed that she had ran the International Alma Mater Blush University before the pandemic. The International Alma Mater School of Ascension has called itself an institution created to serve today's women in business with leadership, education and leadership empowerment, and spiritual self-sufficiency as a foundation for excellence in life and business. An online bio for her states that she has a BS, MS, and a PhD in holistic health, parapsychic science, and American Institute of Holistic Theology. Okay, so she's crazy. Don't want to call people crazy, but it seems like she might just be a little off, a little cuckoo out there and things of that sort. That's insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hope he's found the healing or whatever he needed to kind of move on and continue his life. But yeah, let me see. British actor who won Best for Judas and the Black Messiah. That's the last movie he was in. He was the one with Keke Palmer, or they were brothers and sisters and stuff. Yeah, man, this is crazy, dog. Was this a CAA? I can confirm Daniel Coulier is not a client of the agency. Yeah, he's with WME now. An insider reported his personal manager has taken over his life after on-set interactions with her. Oh, wow. People on Nope set were very concerned that her had taken over DK's life, and all the decisions had to go through her, said an industry insider. I've heard multiple blow-ups in the production. People were afraid of her. What the heck? Oh, no. Why are Black people the only people whose career are affected by strange beliefs? And I'm agnostic, so I think most people's religion is silly and cult-like, but I think people should free themselves to believe what they want, and but not by white Scientologist careers that were affected. What do you mean it's not like Coolio was canceled? Dude fired all of his agents like it's a self-inflicted wound. Cult-like. Did you read the screenshots? The cult leader was basically made it impossible for people to work with him. Oh, yeah. This is crazy, bro. He learned nothing from Get Out. That's funny. It sounds like he's in an abusive relationship, not a cult. Jesus, he really didn't seem like a weak-minded dude. That sucks. OMG, this sucks. He's too talented, man. How she got him, that's funny. He signed with WME earlier this year. Still don't understand why fully grown adults fall for stuff like this. It's one thing for a young adult, but 30 plus is crazy. This can't be real. Why does it sound like a good plot for a movie? No, Black people don't take none serious. I can't believe he was in. We lost a good one. Hey, that's crazy, bro. Walking backwards in the bush like Homer. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. All right, let me see the next scene, bro. Oh, I saw this. This is in there a billion times. In all the earth. I have a rant about this. They sound sensational. They sound amazing. They sound like angels. My rant with this, I hated the flash mob era. I hate this in general. I hate when people just start singing in public in groups. I hate when they just start breaking out into dance in public places, just taking up space on the sidewalk. You're trying to walk to somewhere. Say, I'm trying to go to the store. I'm trying to go to work. I'm trying to go to class. And you guys are doing the High School Musical number in front. No, bro. Get out of my way, bro. Like, the world does not revolve around y'all. And some people just think that it brings a light to people's day, like it brings a smile to people's day. More times than that, like, it's another wedge in my day. Oh, now, of course, I got a parade in front of me, like an impromptu parade. Like, nah, dog, like, let people do what they want to do, bro. Let people mind their business and go from point A to point B without all of this. Imagine you just miss your flight and then you just hear like a whole impromptu choir singing right behind you on the. Please, no. Play this song. This is like one of my favorite songs of choir singing. I do enjoy the fact that they stopped and they started just performing. However, this is a very busy part of the airport by the trains and stuff like that. I do respect that. It's like when you moving and doing it, when you walking and doing it, when you stop in the middle and just take up a bunch of space like horizontally so people can't walk to their trains and walk. That's what I have a problem with. I hate it. I've never been a fan of it. Wasn't a fan of it in 2010, not a fan of it in 2025. Next thing and last thing, Rich Paul talking about LeBron James.
So many voices in today's game and around today's game and media and things like that. And everyone has a job to do. For us, hey, let those people do their job. It's not for us to rebuttal or.
Yo, SSB, man, look, you just gonna have to watch the replay tonight because we done talked about some stuff. We done talked about Daniel Coulier, the dude from Get Out, being in the cult. We done talked about CoryxKenshin, the top anime YouTuber and things of that sort. His girlfriend talking about like how bad of a person he was to her. And I just went on a rant about flash mobs, how I hate them, and how I just saw another flash mob. And I'm like, please do not make this a trend again. I hate it so much. Let people walk from point A to point B and do what they got to do. Now we on Rich Paul. This is the last thing of the night talking about LeBron James.
To try to live.
I need to hold on. Zero. If you're still in the chat, bro, drop the thing that you wanted me to react to again. I'll put it down for tomorrow. So we can react to it tomorrow. Because right now it's 2:30 and I have work in the morning and stuff like that. So but I do want to react to it. Since you show love, you always show love and stuff like that. I'm gonna react to your joint. You said it's called like the South of Education or something like that. It was something like that. We'll react to that tomorrow, bro. Drop it in the chat. I'm gonna make a note of it in my phone right now.
Give clarity on what's said, what's not said. That's not the focus. Focus is, hey man, enjoy your summer. Obviously, I wear a lot of different hats, so I have a lot of things on my plate that I'm doing. You know, I'm in the office every day at the UTA campus right there in Beverly Hills, working hard every day. So that's my focus. I'm not you know, you can't dispel everything someone has to say.
Yeah.
And you've been around this thing a long time. There's never been an expectation on anyone like it's been on him. But
100% agree. 100% agree. So before I criticize LeBron on anything on this clip, I want that to be like LeBron did something that nobody's ever seen before. Like Freddie Adu was getting hype back then. And if you say, who's Freddie Adu? Exactly.
My thing is just continue to find your joy. You know, you can't go out here and try to prove everyone wrong or, you know, align with or wanting to make sure that everyone is right. The critique is going to be the critique. And this is for all players, by the way. You know, I think everyone's journey is a lot different. The success of some and the failures or the so-called failures of others, it depends on what lens you're looking out of. And I know how hard it is to get to the NBA. I know how hard it is to stay in the NBA. I know how hard it is to have consistency while being in the NBA. And, you know, it's easy for us to critique sitting behind these microphones.
SSB said Freddie Adu is never going to be the top of his sport. He was supposed to bring American soccer to the top. They said soccer about to be the next big thing in America, and it's because of this kid, Freddie Adu. Hold on, man. Let me see if I can find a Sports Illustrated kids cover that this kid had, that this dude had, man. How old is Freddie Adu? Let me see how he's only 36. Freddie Adu is only 36, bro. LeBron from day one, we knew he was gonna go to the top. Freddie Adu is only 36, bro. Bro, look at this, bro. Like, why did this man have a whole photo shoot with Pele? Freddie Adu never played against kids his age that were the best. Let me see. Freddie Adu cover. Look, here it is on Sports Illustrated Kids. I remember this jump, bro. Freddie Adu takes a shot. Freddie Adu, the case for bringing Freddie Adu to the Atlanta United. Hold on. Let me see if I pull this up in a different tab. This is the same time, man. That's Uncle Fred now. It's crazy. He only 36, though. Like, The kid, he ain't that much older than me. I didn't know he was that close to me in age. Only 15. Freddie Adu is expected to become the biggest U.S. pro soccer star ever. That's crazy, dog. Look at this. Look who's here. Emeka Okafor, Randy Moss, and Ichiro. Dang, bro. Like, these were the good days, bro. I got a video for you to react to. Nate, drop the title in. I'm gonna make notes. I'm gonna start reacting to stuff. I remember he played for DC United. Yeah, this show Nick of the Woods. But as a kid, bro, he was him, dog. Freddie Adu, like. But this was around the same time period of LeBron James, bro. LeBron James getting hype as a kid. Let me see. SI cover. In all the earth, in all the earth. The Chosen One. Youngin. And I need to pull up the one with Sebastian Telfair, bro. Sebastian Telfair. Because that one is like, that's another person, bro. Like, where LeBron really was supposed to be that. LeBron was supposed to be like this. Long-standing career as a backup, made it just enough to get his benefits from the NBA. The Madden NFL mode you forgot existed? Okay, bet. The Madden NFL mode you forgot existed. But yeah. People. Oh yeah, Delman Young from the Rays, bro, from Tampa Bay. Because he was like beefed up. He looked like he was on steroids, like, and it was like coming out of the steroid era. He's like, oh yeah, this kid gonna be the next thing. Delman Young. Who else, bro? Najee Marshall, not Najee Marshall. The Najee, the skateboarder, but he turned out to be he's still that. Najee the skateboarder. What's his name? Najee skateboarder. Nigel Marshall. Yeah, he's still him. So it's like Najee Marshall or Najee Hustle. Why I keep saying Marshall, bro? I'm thinking basketball. Nyjah Hudson. Nyjah Hudson and LeBron James, they lived up to the hype. Nobody else lived up to their hype, bro. So for LeBron to do what he like, that's crazy to me still. Growth is not linear. Some mature faster than others and others later in life. He's supposed to be LeBron James of baseball. Delman Young. Bryce Harper, they hyped up. Bryce Harper lived up to the hype. He's pretty good career. He was supposed to be something. He turned out to be something. A-Rod had a lot of hype coming out. King Griffey Jr. had a lot of hype coming out. He lived up to the hype. Who was the guy from NYC that was supposed to rival LeBron in this draft class? You talking about the dude, Lenny Cook? The dude with the movie? Lenny Cook, if y'all never seen his documentary before, great documentary. Highly recommend you watch it, bro. The Lenny Cook story, dog. Shout out to Lenny Cook, dog. Lenny Cook. And it's crazy, like, at the end of it, he was like, yeah, this one right here, the film. Great movie, bro. Manny Machado. Yeah, Manny Machado. Shout out to Baltimore. Manny Machado lived up to the hype. In the end, Joakim Noah was there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you guys seen it. What's the topic? Zero. By the way, hold on. This is it for me. It's 2:30 my time, and I got work in the morning. So drop the name of the thing that you wanted me to react to again. I'm taking notes right now in my phone for tomorrow. And I'm going to react to tomorrow, stuff like that. So we have it planned in the schedule. I'm not worried about 3 a.m. reacting to it. I got work at 9, all that. I ain't doing that. But yeah, what we're talking about now, Rich Paul was talking about LeBron James. And he was saying, like, he had to live up to the expectation. And I said LeBron James was supposed to be like Freddie Adu, like a bunch of just kids that didn't live up to their potential. So we just started talking about kid prodigies in sports, like Sebastian Telfair, Lenny Cook, and people like that and stuff. Greg Golden, Who else? Chosen one by the media. Amari Stoudemire lived up to the hype. Yao Ming lived up to the hype. Kevin Garnett lived up to his hype. Those are the guys that lived up to their hype. Who else lived up to their hype? Sebastian was a flop, but that was obvious. Yeah. I mean, but it wasn't all the way a flop because he still lasted like 10 years in the league, enough to get his benefits from the league for the rest of his life. So he was a flop for what he was supposed to be. Sebastian Telfair was supposed to be, gosh dang, Jason Kidd. To be fair, Odin. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, Greg Oden, bro. Greg Oden was good, bro. Greg Oden was good. He was just hurt. But he was good with the Blazers. When him, LaMarcus Aldridge and Brandon Roy played together, I'm sure you guys have seen the stat just like all of us have. I think they played like 72 games together or 72 games or something like that together, and they went 52 and 20 in on mark. Ridiculous. Hold on, let me see. What was Greg Oden, Brandon Roy, LaMarcus Aldridge record? They went 52 and 12, dog. If all three of these crazy, dog. If all three of these dudes stayed healthy together, they would have won like championships, bro. They would have been the Spurs because they came out too like around the time of the Spurs, like in the middle of the Spurs dynasty, like 07-ish. They would have been it. Odin was too big and put on more weight than his body could handle. LeBron, he didn't live up to the hype. He ain't winning enough rings. Zero trolling. That's a dynasty type of record. Facts. Like them and OKC, they might be the two biggest what ifs in like recent NBA history in the past 20 years in the NBA. Two biggest what ifs. These two jokers. These guys and OKC. For sure. But OKC ended up winning anyway. Because Sam Presti did his thing. Oh,
respect level for all the guys playing, and I know the respect level obviously for someone at LeBron's level and his tenure and all the things he's accomplished. Again, you can't buy into those things, but people got to do their job, and so we understand that, and he understands that. But I think
here's another one. As this video is about to end. I mean, his clip is about to end. Here's another. I was just talking about this the other day because the Hawks just got another one of these guys cover. Let me see. These three right here. One of them worked out, and the other two just are kind of bouncing around still. These three right here, bro, a more modern version. Jalen Green, Jay Gupp, Josh Christopher, and Sharif Cooper, dog. Man, buddy in college right now. Dior. Dior Johnson, Mikey Williams. Who else? Those two for sure. Man, look, I think Dior transferred again. I think Mikey might have transferred. Has Mikey transferred? Let me see if Mikey Williams transferred. He went back to Memphis. Did he go back to Memphis? Let me see. Transfer portal. Who's that? Overtime Chloe? Shout out Overtime Chloe. So he back in Memphis? No, he went to Sacramento State with Shaq and Bibby and them. Same thing, bro. Like these kids, bro. Coop looking for a spot in the league. Jay Gupp on the Hawks Summer League right now. Hawks played today. Let me see if Jay Gupp had any points. Excuse me, my bad. I didn't mean to sniff all up in y'all ears. Let's see. Did he play? Asa Newell had 18 and 11. He went 4 or 5 from 3-point range. Jacob, Josh Christopher. Is he on the roster? Is he still on the roster? Where Jacob at? I don't see him. Josh, I do not see Josh Christopher, bro. Let me see if I can look him up on Twitter, see what's going on. Josh Christopher. This is the last thing. Nearly a week ago, Josh Christopher been added to the team. To the Heat should have kept Josh Christopher on the team. So what's going on with Josh Christopher? Is he on the Hawks? Is he not? Fun fact: did you guys know that Udonis Haslem was on the Hawks Summer League team in 2002 before he signed with the Heat and stayed with the Heat for 20 years? He ain't been on Heat or Fireman right now. Imani Bates isn't playing. That's another one. Imani Bates. Whew. Yeah, it's a lot of them, bro. So what LeBron is doing, bro, is just what's his name? Julian Newman and his sister as well. Neither one of them did anything. Look at this. LaMelo Ball, Jalen Green, Sabrina Ionescu, Imani Bates. One of these is not like the other. Zion Williamson, Anthony Edwards, Emmanuel Quickly, Colin Sexton, Raven Johnson, Curry Brand Mini Mag. One of these is not like the other. And shout out to Imani Bates. I don't want to just poop on the kids' confidence and mental health and things of that sort. But look at this, bro. Let me see. Let me scroll back up. Ron level to the height. He was quick and had handles, but he was a poor shooter. Telfair, 100%. I wonder kids don't make good pros a lot of times because they max out early in their careers. There's only so much that you can master in your craft and go from there. Even athleticism can max out. I'm partially biased because I have standards when judging people's talent. I think, but LeBron, bro, to be honest, zero. And this is me saying LeBron is not the GOAT. LeBron is number 7 for me all time. And people think it's crazy that I have him outside the top 5. If he gets ring number 5, then okay, you can get in the top 5 because now you're tied with Kobe and Duncan. However, right now you're not there. You know what I'm saying? But what LeBron did, bro, it hasn't been seen ever in sport. We're talking about some of these guys who have lived up to the hype, but even Hunter Green, Hunter Green is a great pitcher, but they said he was going to save baseball for black kids. I don't know if he's necessarily doing that. All due respect to Hunter Green. Shout out to Hunter Green. I love to interview him someday. I've been, reporting on him since he got drafted, since high school. It just hasn't been that, you know what I'm saying? LeBron has lived up to every expectation, bro. He was supposed to be the next Magic Johnson. His career is just as good as Magic Johnson's career. Magic got 5, Bron got 4, but his career, he's just as good as Magic Johnson. He was supposed to be the next Jordan. Was he just as good as Jordan? No, but he got pretty close. LeBron got pretty close to Jordan, bro. Closer than a lot of people since Kobe. Kobe, the closest one to get to him. LeBron attributes were raw, and he was dominating as a rookie 100%. I wonder kids should be handled with caution. I wonder kids should be handled with caution 100%. AAU ruined basketball. I agree with that. I agree a part of that, yeah, for sure. And even though Steph Curry says, I didn't ruin the game, I didn't tell your kid to take that shot, Steph has a large part in the game being what it is right now, bro. Whether he wants to admit it or not. But yeah.
How you do things is what my focus is. And it's been class personified, pretty much for the most part in any organization, and you have to remain that way.
Shout out to LeBron James, bro. Brian Bron did it coming from a project too. Like I know, like I say, I'm not the hottest on Bron all time and stuff like that, but like just what he's accomplished and what he's done is just unreal. Like I don't know if we'll ever see it again. So shout out LeBron James, man. Shouts out to y'all boys. Oh, 00000. Before we get out of here, please drop the name of the thing that you say you wanted me to react to, so I can put that in for tomorrow. Before we end, please do that. But in the meantime, man, my name is Rashad Milligan. As always, this is the road to 10K subs. If you are new to the channel, 0 SSB. We had somebody else come in earlier to talk about hip hop Twitter. Shouts out to who that was too. With the discussion of hip hop Twitter. Big Nate, as always. Big Nate, get back on streaming, bro. What are you doing? Get back on your Zoom. It's time to get back on. Yeah. Appreciate y'all as always. 0, especially for the donation tonight. I appreciate it. Great stream, W stream, over 2 hours. Y'all have a great week, man. Everything like that. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Whenever you're watching this, have a good day. If nobody else told you today, I care for you. I will be back tomorrow live on this channel because I'm live each and every single day. Which time, I do not know. But please take care of yourselves. And 0, please drop the name of the thing you want me to react to, bruh. There it is. Thank you. Oh, no. There it is. It's something else. The mental health thing is an issue for some of these people. They need to pick another profession. If it's facts, that's facts too. But some people just want to hoop. But obviously there's more to hooping than just hooping. But drop the name, 0. I'll keep the thing up when the live is over to see if you're gonna drop it in the chat. Or I might just have to look through the replay and cipher through the replay and see what you want me to react to. But I'm out of here, y'all. Peace. LeBron was compared to Jordan and Magic Johnson. I think he lived up to the Magic Johnson hype. He wasn't as good as Jordan, but he got closer than 99% of NBA players in NBA history. That's got to count for something. That's got to count for something. Like I feel like Kobe is the closest that we'll see to Jordan. You know, Kobe was the closest that we'll see to Jordan. And LeBron has a whole different game. But in terms of greatness and just general, are you as good as Jordan? LeBron got closer than 97% of players in NBA history. That counts for something. It does. It does. Like, regardless of how I feel about where he is all time, like, LeBron did something that I've never seen before, bro. Like, with that type of expectation at the age of 13, to live up to it and to surpass it, like, to be playing this well 23 years in, salute to LeBron, for sure. No Steph. I don't blame him because that's his play style. But him being successful in it and then winning the championship, people are like, oh, that's the method. It's just like when I don't remember the first running quarterback to win the Super Bowl, but whenever we had a running quarterback win the Super Bowl, that's when you saw all the NFL teams go to dual threat quarterbacks, start prioritizing them and stuff. I'm getting tired to the point where I'm, getting loopy, and I know I know how we already feel about that. So I'm going to get out of here. But 0, if you have the name of the thing you want me to react to, please drop it in the chat so I can put it in my phone right now. If not, I'm going to have to go cipher through this entire 2-hour thing to see the thing that you want me to react to tomorrow. So, all right, y'all, peace out. Y'all take care. Have a good night. All right, cool. He said I got you. Appreciate you. I'm out.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.